Alright, so today's video is going to be about grocery shopping here in China. Now, I'm in Guangzhou, so it's going to relate a little more to this, but the rest of China should be similar. Now, back home in Canada, most people grocery shop at their local grocery store because, I mean, there is online grocery shopping with like Amazon and specialty sites, but the cost of delivery is very expensive. And you do have places like Costco and the farmers market and butchers, but that also requires you to travel quite a distance to get to them in most cases. Some people might live closer to them than others, but in general, most people go to their local grocery stores. Whereas here in China, yes, there's tons of local grocery stores, wet markets, but online also plays a key factor because delivery cost is next to none, which then it results in all these online marketplaces, local grocery stores and such trying to fight for competition of prices. So prices are all over the place and allows you to be very budget friendly and shop around for the best prices or a certain quality of food that you're looking for. So today's video, we're going to jump into all the grocery shopping options that I have here and that I use. Let's get into the video. Alright, first off we have Chinese grocery stores. Now in Chinese grocery store, you walk in, they got a bunch of stuff at the front, usually some fridges for drinks, they got their boxed milk, boxed water. Then you get the snack section, a bunch of Chinese snacks. I'm not too fond of them, but the Chinese kids love them. Then you get to like your grain section. I've never got anything from here, but then you go fruits, vegetables. Now this is pretty much just a cleaner, more glorified Chinese wet market. You know, if you want to go into one, get stuff, it just looks a little more organized. Then in the back section, they usually got some meat. Gonna be chicken or pork only. And by the end of the day, there's not a lot of selection. Then you got all your bottled stuff and packaged stuff. So lots of rice back here, but oils, noodles, necessities. Now next here is the wet market. This is the wet market next to my house. In the wet market they have chicken, fish, and pork. So there's full chickens on there. You can get gizzards and all the guts and stuff inside. You get whole chickens cut up, cut it however you want them to. Bones and all. And the fish, you can get them fresh and they'll kill it right there in front of you. That's why there's tanks at the back. You also have things like, you know, shrimp, mussels, clams. That's what's over on the left on that side there. Then also, I mean, you can't forget, this is frozen chicken. I don't get chicken breast here for more, even though it's the cheapest place. I just like the packaged stuff we're going to talk about later. But here's some vegetables, really cheap. I mean, I always go over and grab onions, potatoes, maybe some cabbage. No, it's just, this is the best value you're going to find for your fruits and vegetables, definitely at the wet market. The selection, they got lemons in there, apples, carrots, tomatoes, just your standard local stuff. And all, you know, they also got sauces like Lajiao hot sauce, your soy sauce and stuff like that. You can see in those little stores on the side. But this is the real fun part too. You got your takeaway section. I mean, you can see on the left side there they have some of the meat hanging. But as we pull over to the other side eventually, you'll see what stuff my wife usually turns around and grabs. And yeah, here we are. So you got, you know, like chicken feet, and that's actually meat there. You can make your own dumplings with the filling. You got your dried noodles there if you want to make some, you know, homemade ramen or stuff like that. And then here's a dumpling window on that side. Get some fresh dumplings. I like getting these dumplings sometimes. Great for breakfast. The price is pretty good instead of always buying frozen ones. Then you got this delicious crispy pork, sweet pork, salted chicken. I mean, these takeaways sometimes is a great thing to get for lunch, especially since it's right downstairs in my house. I love to go and grab some of this. Affordable, you know, don't always need to order takeaway from a restaurant. You can buy this stuff and then cook some rice and other things with those. This has everything you need. Now next is in shopping malls. There's usually some type of grocery store, and this one here is Vanguard. Now Vanguard is closer to the type of grocery store you'd have in the West, in Canada or whatnot, you know, typical department grocery store. You can see as I show you around here, they got just different products. Here's a lot of wine and different juices they have there. The alcohol section is pretty interesting. Back in Canada, it's pretty much just one fridge, and it's pretty new in the past 4 or 5 years. We didn't always have alcohol inside the grocery stores in Canada. Then snacks, this is the big thing. You got some baijiu on the left there. This is, I mean, I never go down this aisle normally because I'm not drinking Chinese wine, Chinese baijiu. Then the meat section here is pretty good. I mean, you can find your beef, pork, different cuts. It just seems a little cleaner than the wet market, but at the same time, The meat is it's meat. It's still good. It's probably sourced from the same type of area. You're just paying a little bit more for it to be in department stores. I mean, these people have a bigger overhead, right? Vegetable section, fruit section here. So you can see it's kind of like, I mean, a grocery store probably is back home in the West. So one thing I left out of the video is Walmart. Obviously, there are Walmarts over here in China. They are on the decline, and they are more like the Chinese grocery stores, not as Western as, let's say, Aeon or Vanguard would be. But hey, also Walmarts aren't really close. There used to be a ton around me. Now there's not really one close. It's a little bit of a distance, so I left Walmart out. Okay, now this one is Aeon. This is a Japanese brand of a grocery store, where Vanguard is just like, I don't know if it's Chinese or German or what it's trying to be, but Aeon is Japanese branded, and it's a little more clean and organized, and the selection is similar, but I mean, you got a little more interesting stuff. I love going to Aeon. Back in the day, I used to go to Aeon at Tiusilu, and I'd just bring my backpack. It's one of more favorite places, but now as things become more accessible, I just go to it now and then. But yeah, you can see it. It's just, I don't know, the fruit section here always looks more fresh. The selection is always good, and they got a ton of deals all the time. I mean, they have the packaged cut-up stuff that they put on deals on certain days of the week, and that's why right now you can see there's a lot of people here this day, because it was the last hour or two of shopping, so they got all these deals. See all those yellow price tags at the top? Deals, deals, deals. But once again, even though the deals here are great, it's not as cheap for fruits and vegetables as it would be at the wet market. But I mean, everything is perception, right? You see a ton of eggs, egg sections. I just went and bought eggs today, but we got bags at Vanguard Outlet. Nice freezer section there. I used to buy this stuff from the freezer section all the time, but I've come to not buy processed stuff. I'm buying direct foods myself. I'm doing a lot more cooking at home. But I do know people want the quick, easy, quick meals type thing. Now in these freezer sections too, they also have a lot of packaged fish, but some of the fish, I'm going to get anyways, frozen like this. That's one of the few things I wouldn't get in the freezer section, but the box stuff that has a breading on it, I'll pass. Got a small ice cream section here. There's a good selection of ice cream here. I mean, some unique flavors, but it's fruity, it's flavorful, and then you also got like your Magnum and Haagen-Dazs and all that. Pretty regular typical stuff you'd have in the West. Over here you got your noodles and your baos and stuff like that. Yogurt's coming up. You see the layout of these stores, usually the walls have a lot of the cold stuff, freezer stuff, and then you got the aisles in the middle. I didn't really go down a lot of aisles because, I mean, box stuff is box stuff. Then this section here is like your takeaway, your lunch type stuff. You got your sandwiches, your wraps, your salads. Then on this side you got a sushi. Aeon always has a big selection of takeout sushi. Now I'm not the one to ever buy this type of sushi. If I get sushi, I want all you can eat sushi restaurants. I'm just spoiled that way. You know, I need all that you can eat sashimi. It's just where the value's at. I don't need the rice and stuff like that. I'm picky. I mean, you can see how many people are buying it. It's pretty popular. Yeah. And they got a bakery section back there too. I forgot to mention that. Now, this is like our Whole Foods, I'd say. This is our expensive place, Ole. Ole is where I like to go at Christmas times because things are a lot more expensive. You get your shopping cart and you load it up. By the end of the day, you're spending 1,000, 2,000 RMB. Then you got to lug it all the way back home. This one is at Chipai Chao, one of the most expensive malls in all of Guangzhou. There's also one located at Liada, but the Liada location just isn't as nice as this location. This location's bigger and better selection. The fruits here, amazing, packaging good. You can get some really rare and expensive fruit like Japanese grapes. The raspberries here are amazing. Then the salad selection, vegetables, just look at it. It looks cleaner than anything else you've seen in all of Guangzhou, maybe even all of China. But yeah, Ole's are in most tier 1 cities. Salad section there is just amazing. So yeah, if you're in a tier 1 city and just to open Google Maps, or not Google Maps, I should say Apple Maps, type in Ole and go check it out if you've never been to one. Now the bakery sections to the left of the store here, I mean, those donuts aren't that good, but the macaroons are pretty good. And you got sandwiches and croissants. You'll see there's the croissant section as we turn around the corner here. My wife got the raspberry one on the right. She said it was pretty good. We got traditional egg tarts, chocolate croissant, more macaroons and stuff. When you come to the store Ole, you'll see there's a lot of affluent people shopping here. And it's not just because of the mall. It's because, I mean, you can get meals for the price of some of the simple items that you add. Now over here you got your basic like Western cheese to add to sandwiches, you know, sandwich stuff. Then you got your other type of cheese, that just typical stuff you have in a lunch in the West. We're here in China. I mean, I'm more of a meal type guy. I'm not really a sandwich guy anymore, but you can see you got all your cured meats, your lunch meats. I don't eat processed meat like that anymore, unfortunately. But I do love it. So I mean, maybe at Christmas time I'll make a charcuterie board. Then you can see, you can walk down here. You got your oat milks, your almond milks, your actual like milk. But the countertop stuff, not the one in the cold section. The cold section one is just around the corner. Then you got your breakfast stuff here. Olé is going to be the one we look at the most, just because it's probably the most interesting store, and actually I have a deep love. Before a lot of the other, let's say, department stores, grocery stores got better, the drink section is just always good. Anyways, before the other department stores really blew up everywhere and become more popularized, it was mainly Chinese grocery stores. Olé was where I'd go at least once a week, so I was always buying my groceries from here, always testing out the different drinks, the import drinks from Japan. It's a good selection of the stuff. And then look at all the kimchi you can see there. And then if you just want to hop in and get a drink for lunch or your trip back, they got a ton of beers on the wall, a ton of sodas, a ton of, you know, Perrier, different waters, tons of different juices. Then over on this section where we're going, tons of different type of milk selection, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, regular milk, different percent fat milk. Here's all the juices. This is the juices here too. They got all these smoothies. And then this is like the milk selection. So there's so many different brands. In Canada, you basically have like one or two brands, and you have 1%, 2%, like 3% milk or cream, and that's pretty much it. And we get our milk in bags, but here is just a massive selection. Yogurts, I mean, the yogurts here are great. They got Greek yogurt, regular yogurt. Then when you go over here, you got the fish section, and they've upgraded this mall in the past few months too. So there's more things that I never even knew that were here. You can get some lobster here if you want. More meats. And this section here I was never here before. So they have like these aged meats, aged beef. This thing was not here before. When I saw this time, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. So yeah, you can get yourself some pretty extensive steaks here. Pretty extensive meat cuts. It's just, I can't wait for Christmas. Christmas is when I say, you know what, I'll spend the money. This is where all the Canadian beef is, the imported beef, American beef. Used to be a little cheaper, but I mean, since the trade war, it's not good. And then snack sections over there, you got your cookies. Olive oils. Olive oils here, a big selection from all over the world. I didn't buy my olive oil here, but you'll hear why later. But, I mean, anyways, as I was saying, Christmas time comes around, this is where I spoil myself. I buy a bunch of import food. It's nice. So if you ever come to Guangzhou, I'd recommend, you know, coming here to just look around. Even if you don't need to buy groceries, say you're staying at a hotel and you're eating restaurant food all the time because there's so many good options, come check it out and you'll see why. Like, look at all this beef, the meat selection, chicken selection, looks clean. Over there is the reason why you should just come visit, but we'll head over there in a second. Still looking through all the aisles. This way. Just show you the mass majority. Spices here are good. Pasta sauces. Okay, here we go over to why I said you just come visit. You see all these guys? They're coming for lunchtime. You can get your, you know, that's crawfish there, your chicken cut up. But there's a lot of different lunch options here. That's sushi there. You got tables to sit down and eat at. These never used to be here either, these tables. Then you got like your hot counter table. So you're just traditional Chinese chicken up there. Now this corner here is stuff I usually get at Christmas, but let's get back to the hot foods. Hot food here, duck, pork, sweet pork. So affordable options and expensive options. That looks like fish on rice there. You got a wrap and sandwich section that can make all these stuff a little more healthier for you. You got a little pizza and sausage section to heat that up. So anyways, over here, this is the nice imported cheese and imported meats. This stuff is really expensive. One little package of sausage is like 50 RMB, which is more than some meals here. So like, you can see why I say this is the holiday treat for me. You know, just be gluttonous and pick out caviar, prosciutto. Even if you're having a party at home, nice place to pick up stuff for your guests to enjoy. Then chip section, snack section, they got a whole selection here, a lot more options than if you're in like a Vanguard or Aeon. Then the alcohol section. Now, one note, their beer section used to be 3-4 times the size of this. They used to have a beer called Venom, which was like 90% alcohol. Yeah, I know it's really up there, or maybe I'm saying a bit too much. Go look up beer Venom. It's like a hard liquor beer. You're only supposed to drink a couple shots of it. You're not supposed to drink the whole bottle. But anyways, back to the other alcohol. You got your hard alcohols, your vodkas, your gins, your not tonics, your whiskeys. You got your small bottles, and then you got your really expensive stuff they keep locked up here. So if you're looking for a really nice bottle and you're worried about getting maybe scammed or fake alcohol online, definitely go to Ole. They are legit. They got the import. And if you want a really, really nice bottle of wine, this is the only place I know you can get it. I don't know of any, other than Chinese wineries, I don't know of any import wine stores that, are as nice as this. So Ole is the place to go. Now, this is the place I used to always go to. It's like your local produce store and meat and fish store. So they'll have a small selection of meat, fish, eggs, produce, all the small things you do. These used to be so much more popular when I first moved to China, and I didn't use wet markets a lot, and I didn't always go to, the grocery stores like Walmart, Aeon, that. I just come to one of these. And the best thing about these is at 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night, close to close, they put everything like 50% off. So whatever's left over today, if you work late and you just want to eat late dinner, you can go and grab something on sale. Now, this one here, you have Corners Deli. Corners Deli is another import store, like a super miniature version of Ole. Now, this place used to be amazing back in the day. Most foreigners would go here. This place is a Canton place. But over the years, as other places got better, the lacklusterness of this place has kind of gone hill. I mean, they got some good import beers too here, like a nice Korean beer there, Cass, and just a good selection of bottles. But I really used to like the frozen foods here. They got some frozen pastas and stuff. But pretty much the stuff you'll find in Corners, you can find at multiple other stores. So, I mean, it's still a cool place to check out, especially if you're a Canton place. But I don't go out of my way, because it's a little far from my house, to travel here to buy things. Especially, I mean, back in the day, I used to come here for like sour cream, or just niche items that they only had here. But once again, everything has become more accessible throughout more stores and more ways to buy things. But hey, it is a great place for Western food as well. I mean, most of these stores that I'm showing is giving you the option if you're a foreigner, a Westerner from back home, and you miss the taste of home, or you miss things to make certain recipes with. All these stores kind of give you an insight to where you can get these things and keep doing it. See, the store itself is just, kind of small. They also got a good wine selection in the back, but it's, like I said, Ole is the beast of the giant. This place, not so much. I mean, the soda selection is pretty good, but I quit drinking sodas, especially since most of the sodas in China are not sugar-free or diet. They all are high-calorie, high-sugar stuff, and it's, got to first worry about health. Now, we also have our Hayats. These are, if you're Muslim or you just like to eat halal food, these are our Muslim import stores. So you got Hayat here. Here's a few pictures. There's a bunch of them all around the city. This one I show you here is in Taojin. And, I used to go here too for things like cheese. Sometimes you'd find a better deal. If you like your curries and your spices and stuff, this is also a good place to find. If you want like naan bread, or just any like Arabic type thing, Turkish thing, that type of it's a Muslim import store. There's other ones other than just Hayat, but just go on Apple Maps and type in halal, import store, Muslim store, stuff like that. You might find it. Might show you some halal food places like Lanzhou Lao Mian, but I mean, this is the type of thing. So for the Muslims or anyone that wants halal food. Now, next big one, Sam's Club. Sam's Club, Sam's Club subs. So Sam's Club I use for certain items, mainly meat. I'm saying meat, I use Sam's Club for this chicken deal right here. You get 2.5 kg for 40 RMB. For me and my wife, I'll cook 2 packages of this a night, so 1 package of this lasts me 3 days. Also, I get USDA cuts of beef. They're really expensive, 500 RMB for 4 steaks, but it's worth it. And also, you know, big items. We didn't mention things that aren't food, but yes, razors. Look at the big pack of razors there. I think this pack was around 350 350 RMB. Then I also got some shampoo, a good set here. So all the other necessities you need, you know, not just food for groceries, but you need your, you know, your hygiene products and stuff. I just buy in bulk at Sam's Club because it's good quality import product, and at the end of the day, it ends up being a little cheaper when you buy it in bulk. Also, olive oil, as I mentioned earlier when we were at Ole, olive oil, you get a little bit of a better deal at Sam's Club. You got more ounces or more liters or more liquid volume for a better price at Sam's Club. And I mean, if you really want to see Sam's Club, go on the app. You see here, I'm showing you the app. You can, if you want to see any products before you buy a membership, because just like Costco, you got to buy a membership. You can go on the app and scroll through it. There's a lot of different stuff. In the end of the day, there's only handfuls of stuff I do buy from there. I mean, I do buy those Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches once in a while. They're just convenient for the morning before I go to work since I'm up so early. But yeah, like I mentioned the steaks earlier, great deals on steaks. And that's why we got the Sam's Club membership for those USDA cuts of beef. Probably some of the best steaks I've ever made at home are from Sam's Club. The deal on the chicken, dark chocolate. We get some boxes of dark chocolate. We'll get some salmon, some halibut and stuff like that. Those higher end meats that I want a little bit of good quality, that's what I do with Sam's Club. Plus Sam's Club membership, you get the bonus membership. You get a little bit of money back from that. Okay, next is mini programs on WeChat. So the first mini program is also another Muslim store, a halal store, import store, whatever you want to call it. These mini programs are pretty good. You just go on WeChat, you search them up, you add them to your mini programs, and then you can see here they have a selection of like poultry, beef, obviously not pork because the import store halal, right? But look at the selection here. So as we go through it, first we're going to check out the poultry section, and you just get nice cuts of clean product. Now these things also come individually packaged, so it's really nice, you know, for individual portions as family. Here's the specialty. I love the lamb from here and the French spicy chicken. You got your Grief lamb too. You add a little bit of white sauce. Great for a dinner. A little fatty, but yeah. Next mini program we have is the Pie Guy. As you can see here, wow, I love the Pie Guy. I've used it quite a bit, but I've slowed down in recent. But you got great sausages. If you're from the UK and you love pies, they got all these different type of pies. I get beef liver from this place all the time now. I eat beef liver twice a week from here. You got your cheeses, you got your sauces. But let's run through the app and see kind of what they got. So here you go. These are your pies, pre-baked pies. And these are great if you don't want to cook. You just heat it up in toaster oven, or I mean, they can even go in the microwave. But yeah, you got your different type of chicken patties, minced chicken, beef liver at the top there, like you see, different cuts of beef. Even regular burgers, you could just fry up in a pan. Then you got your different curries. I'm not a huge fan of curries from here anymore, just because I try to keep dairy out of my system. What else did we run through with the Pie Guy here? And then the pork at the Pie Guy. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the pork. I eat it now and then, but only Chinese style. Shepherd pie, fish pie. You get the point. Good selection. And then you can see the facilities in the picture there. You got sauces. I got that hot sauce. It's pretty spicy, and I'm one that likes spice, but I don't know. You guys got to try this place out for yourself. See if you like it. Sausages from this place are actually phenomenal. I've tried every single one. I don't know which one's my favorite, but they're pretty good. Once again, sausage easy, something to cook at nighttime. You got some bacon here too. Now I've never tried the bacon here yet. I'm very particular with bacon. I kind of hate the bacon they have here in China. It's just cured a different way. I like Canadian bacon, or not P-mel bacon, but bacon from Canada, like maple leaf bacon, or bacon from America. You know, crispy bacon. Fish selection is pretty good here. I got excited the other day because I saw halibut, but then when I went to check the different weights you can buy it in, the halibut's price shot way up, which is understandable. Cordon bleu I've had from here before, but yeah, I mean, we spent a long time on this app, but that's just because there's a good selection. Even dessert. Now, next mini program we're going to go to is one that used to be called Nogogo, but they've now rebranded as Epermarket. So they don't have a mini program, but if you search them at Epermarket, I just cancel the login. They're another import store, and they ship all around Guangdong. Other provinces might have it too, but they have some great salads. It's just an online grocery store. You got to check it out too, especially if you've never heard of it. I mean, hopefully this gets some people that are living in Guangzhou or China to realize that they don't just need to go to a wet market or grocery store, that there's so many options. And I buy a little something different from all these places. I find what's the best value for me, and I go for it. And shipping from all this stuff, at most you're looking at like 15 RMB for a big order. I think is the most I've ever paid on anything, which is $3 Canadian, probably like 225, 250 USD. Like it's next to nothing for the shipping. And for Epermarket, if you get over 200 or 250 RMB worth of product, shipping is free. So it's good. Chicken sausage is there. You see, got sour cream, like all the stuff that I used to think I couldn't find, or actually couldn't find 2015, 2016, early days of me being in China. Everything now you can pretty much find. I mean, 90% of things I have back in Canada, I can still find here. Snacks wise, maybe not so much, but actual foods, things you need for cooking meals, I can find. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, stores like Vanguard and Aeon, there's also the Hippo store. They all have apps, so you can load onto the app and get your stuff from there. You see a big selection. So if you don't want to even go to those regular department stores, you can run through an app. You just have to look for it in your app store. And me and my wife order butter from here usually. It's good fast delivery. Bananas from here. Too lazy to go downstairs to the wet market. Get that. Now, another big one that I use obviously is got to be Meituan. Meituan, like I said, all those other regular department stores, grocery stores, you can go on Meituan Groceries, type in anything you want, and it will show you a list of all those grocery stores around you. Whether it's a small store, department store, even Corners is on Meituan. Like, most stores are on Meituan. And then sometimes they have promotional deals. I got a thing of Gatorade before for about 25 RMB, a 24 box for 25 RMB, because it was a promotional deal. This is where you could, if you don't want to leave your house, you can try to price match things and go from there. And then last but not least, we got good old Taobao. Taobao, you can also buy your food. I don't recommend trying to buy produce like apples and bananas and stuff. But if you want to buy boxed food, packaged food, butter, breads, hot dog buns, steaks, chicken breasts, they'll send it shipped with a cold package. If it's an expensive steak, I believe they send it SF Express, which is going to get there 1 to 2 days. So, it'll stay good. It's like in a freezer, right? It's packaged cold. But yeah, my buddy orders steaks off here all the time. But for me, I like going to Sam's Club just because you got that USDA, graded stuff. But yeah, Taobao is king of China. So of course they're going to have to sell foods on there as well. I'm guilty. The number one thing I buy on Taobao is snacks. You can see I searched through stuff. It's nice and simple. Doritos, yeah. And Taobao, you can also get all the imported stuff from back home. Well, most of the stuff. But it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Right, so that does it with a bunch of information on grocery shopping and things that I go to and browse through and kind of price match and find the best deals here in China, Guangzhou, where I live. And I hope it's informative enough to you if you're coming to visit China or live in China, or if you're living here already and didn't know there were that many options available to you. Anyways, guys, till next time, take it easy.